Listen Vision, DC's #1 recording studio.
All right, welcome to the Swerv Show.
Hi, Swerv family.
Say something.
Thanks
Marcel.
for having me.
So we have a special guest. We're without two people today. Racine Pendarvis is busy, of course.
Well,
And Yarde Noir is he's back in school, being the student body president of UDC. So anyway, we've got a guest with us today, and we'll talk about that. So I'm Jamil Fletcher, publisher of Swerv Magazine, and we have Tony Nelson here, the one and only.
Well, hello, Jamil.
In this beautiful red blazer.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. You're so kind.
Tony's one of the most stylish icons in the DMV. I want y'all to know that.
You're very, very kind.
You are looking rather dapper there.
Well,
Your red jacket. It's ready for Christmas.
Ready for Christmas, like a package under the tree.
That was a read, but anyway.
Was that a read?
Sort of. And this is Marcel Emerson, writer. Well, you're a musical artist as well, creative, Renaissance man. We've had a couple Renaissance
I'm an
folks.
artist,
He's
like
an
Prince.
artist. So welcome. We want to welcome Marcel to the show, and we're going to talk about his latest book. You got to speak into the mic, friend.
Thank you for having me, Jamil.
Don't be scared of us. So
thank you, Swerv.
So this is our first show in September. Can you turn your sound down?
Oh, my goodness.
That's you.
I told you I forget every time.
We don't want to compete with the audio. And so, of course, check out our July, August issue. I think we have an image of that. Do we have an image of that, Jacob? There you go. And Marcel, your book was featured in that, in our summer reading.
It sure was.
Yes, I was very excited to see that. Yeah.
Good.
We were at the Adobe when you showed me that.
That's right. And I need 35% of sales since that was out. But just not all jokes aside, I try to get the writers to send me stuff, but a lot of them don't in our community. Because I said I would do stuff. And
what would you like for us to send you?
The release, your press releases and stuff about the books, and pass that on to all of your author friends around the country.
Yeah, they would definitely like to be featured.
And we can even come up with an advertising rate that works for folks. We could do like a joint classified books to read page. And I've been thinking about that.
It's one of those work with us, we'll work with you.
That's right. Speaking of advertising opportunities, if you are looking to advertise on the show or in the magazine, feel free to contact myself, Jamil, at swervemagazine.com, and we're willing to customize something that works for you. We're here to help get the word out about what folks are doing in our community. And so we'll work with you. So feel free to contact me. All right.
Say hello to Alley Cat Blue. Lukeman Salim is online today.
Alley
Hello,
Cat.
cousin. That's my cousin.
Hey, Alley Cat.
Yeah. Very talented designer in the city. If you need something made, you better call Lukeman Salim.
And I saw Alicia Kelly was on.
One of the entertaining legends of not just the D.C., pretty much everywhere.
So I'm still inviting people.
Pretty much everywhere.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, and Trenton Snow. Who's Trenton Snow?
Trenton Snow is one of Washington,
Trenton.
D.C.'s FTM performers. I'm saying that incorrectly.
FTM.
Come on, correct me, Trenton.
FTM.
He's a legendary entertainer.
Okay.
We'll look it up. I said the terminology
entertainer.
incorrectly. Yes, entertainer.
That alone is enough.
That's enough.
And so,
one of my good friends, too.
And so, of course, Swerve Weekend, which I know I got to spread the word a little bit more, but it's going to be very exciting, and that is September 28th through the 30th. We have an array of activities, a meet and greet on that Friday. We're doing a film screening for The Gospel According to Andre, about Andre Leon Talley.
Which is going to be so exciting.
It is. I can't wait. And so, have you heard about Swerve Weekend?
I have. I actually will be participating in Swerve Weekend.
And all of
wonderful.
it? And all of it? You come in everything?
I got to know everything.
Okay. I know. It's on me, y'all. It's on me.
Definitely got to know everything, but I definitely will be there Sunday at Busboys and Poets.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're doing an artist showcase, and I want to invite all the authors, dancers, visual artists, musical artists, come out. We want to sort of create an opportunity for the artists to share their talents with each other, because a lot of us don't know what each other's doing.
And what's that weekend again?
And that's Sunday. I mean, it's the weekend of September 28th through the 30th.
Right.
And
Is this the first annual Swerve Weekend?
hopefully it's going to be annual, but it's definitely the first. and our presenting sponsor is the Human Rights Campaign. I want to thank them for their support in this efforts, because we're also doing a town hall meeting where we're going to talk about the elections and what's at stake for us in the elections. And that Saturday night, we're doing our 10-year anniversary celebration at the Dance Institute of Washington. So look on our Facebook page for more info. I've been pushing it out. We're going to push it out more actively over the next few weeks. So
I just saw that you're going to have Andre Leon Talley during the weekend as well.
So there's a documentary out about him.
That lots of people don't know about.
And that lots of people don't know. We showed the trailer last week, and we're going to screen it at the HRC building that Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you didn't know. That means I'm not doing my
HRC
job.
building is a very nice location.
Oh, yeah, and HRC.
Right. Beautiful location. And if I may just interject real quick, I
Sure,
stand
you're
corrected.
right.
Trenton Snow has corrected me, and I appreciate it. I don't know why the term.
Oh, it's trans man.
Trenton Snow is a trans man entertainer, and but you all knew the term I was trying to use, but I just screwed it up. But Trenton Snow is a legend. He's been around in Washington D.C.
Trenton,
for
you a
long
legend?
time.
Have we done anything on you in Swerve?
We need to get Trenton in here for Swerve.
Trenton, come on. Where are you located? You need to come visit us.
Trenton is located in Washington D.C.
Oh, Trenton, come on, man. Come on. Well, first of all, that means you need to come to Swerve Weekend. So
Trenton needs to be at Swerve Weekend.
right, so we can all meet, because that's what I wanted to do, is to create an opportunity for us to build community,
And-
because so much of what goes on we don't know about.
A lot of people may know Trenton also by his alias name, which was Pleasure. He doesn't use that name very much.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I think I remember Pleasure from
Of course you-
Baltimore.
Pleasure,
Oh, I
Pleasure
remember
has
Baltimore.
entertained in Baltimore, D.C.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, we know about you. Yeah, you are a legend.
Let me click on Trenton's
Pleasure,
profile.
right? Yeah, we got to check that out, right?
See
Okay.
who Pleasure is.
Well, Trenton, aka Pleasure, you're going to come join us. All right.
That's right.
All right. Now, Tony, I know you got something. You always have something going on.
I always have something going on.
I think we have that slide, Jacob, do we? Da-da.
I do. I have the Lipstick Review, which is every fourth Sunday at the legendary Mr. Henry's. And coming up this month, we're going to be celebrating the birthday of Alicia Kelly. We're going to have entertainers from Atlanta, Georgia, Bunny Houston and Destiny Monroe, the current reigning Mr. North America Prince and Miss North America Queen. They're going to be there. I got a lot of stuff going on. Also, on the 30th of September, I am going to be at Swerve Weekend.
that's
No.
our
I'm going to be
day.
at Swerve
I'm gonna
Weekend.
cry.
I'm going to be, but I saw Erica Chloe online, and I will also, after I leave Swerve Weekend, I will be traveling to Baltimore to Club Buns. I'm going to be judging the upcoming Mr. and Miss Club Buns pageant. Which
When, that night?
That's that night, later that night.
Oh, you're going to be busy.
That's okay. I don't mind being busy. It keeps me alive. It's better than an alternative.
As long as you just come and say hi.
I
want you to come and tell a few jokes.
I will definitely be. So, Erica, I might not make 6 o'clock, but I will be there. I will definitely be there.
Because our event, I think, is 8 to 10.
I got you covered. I got everybody covered. We're going to make it work.
Well, Tony, we love you. You can't be in
We go,
everywhere.
you know, I love you guys too. And
I just saw June. Hey, June Crenshaw. We want to give a shout out to June. She was our guest last week. She was phenomenal. She really was. So, yeah.
well, you know, we love June Crenshaw.
Yeah. And I saw some pictures of the wedding where her sister got married in New Orleans.
I didn't
That
see
was
the
great.
pictures.
They had a couple pictures. Very
June,
cute.
message me some pictures. I know they were. I know she was
a cute
fabulous.
wedding. Oh yeah.
Come on,
Of course,
man.
she was just the elegant queen that she always is. Anyway,
When are you going to invite me to your wedding, Jamil?
as soon as I get married, and I am taking applications because these fingers, they don't know what rings feel
That
like.
wedding is probably going to be off the chain.
I would love
hope
it to
I get
be.
a front row seat.
Can you? But you're gonna have to find the groom who
I'm
I'm
a
gonna
good
wear.
matchmaker too. You just got to
Okay.
tell me what you like.
Hey,
You a
Xander.
And
matchmaker?
you know I know a lot of people too.
Well, then hook a brother up.
You just got to tell me what you like.
I'll show you. I got a couple of pictures of what I like.
Physical,
Tall,
and mental, and spiritual.
And mental and spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since you're matchmaking, hook me up.
Okay, hook us all up.
I
Right?
like breathing. That's it. Just
Okay,
breathing.
so it doesn't really matter.
Not at this age. Just breathing. That's
I
fine.
got a couple of more requirements, but anyway, okay. So let's get to some news, y'all. You know, there's been some interesting things happening. One in particular, Ayanna Pressley, who's a Boston City County member of Boston City Council. She won the Democratic primary for the congressional seat.
Very beautiful one.
Oh, isn't she gorgeous? By beating, she upset Representative Michael Capano, who was a 10-term incumbent. And so she's running unopposed in the general election. So y'all, the blue wave is for real.
I'm gonna have to Google her, to understand what's so special about her. Because
what's special about her? She's basically unknown. I mean, she's a basic newcomer, and I think she used to be like part of.
Well, she's part of the city council.
Yeah, part of the city council, but not on a national stage. This is her first venture out. And what's really frightening about her, especially to the Republicans, is because, like I was just listening before I came in, a lot of the conservatives are seeing this as a real shift to the left for this country and for the Democratic Party. But Van Jones said it, I think, more eloquently. I think the Democratic Party, these young folks who have been a part of the movement of getting Obama in, they are stepping up to the plate. And this is an example of it. There's several examples of it that's happening in the country right now.
We were talking about last week with Andrew Gillum in Florida, and then Stacey Abrams in Florida, and then Ben Jealous winning the primary here in Maryland.
And these are the people that, when they get elected, these are the people that are not going to pander because they're not taking money from big interest groups. They're not going to pander to a whole lot of the jive stuff that's been going on in Washington, and they certainly are not going to be afraid to stand up to Donald Trump. That is pretty much her platform. I'm not going to cave to Donald Trump and his threats. So that's really scary for a lot of the conservatives. It could backlash. It could, because people can get really, the middle of the road Democrats can get a little afraid, and we don't know. But it's certainly a trend, I think, that we all should be watching.
Yeah.
And if you're not registered to vote, you need to go
get
register
out and vote, please.
It's
folks.
not too late, is it? You can.
No, it's not too late. The general election is November 6th, and actually, we're going to show a clip of HRC's Take Action video. I mean, there's so many places you can go to learn and to get information on where you can vote. NAACP site, HRC site, and some of your local organizations, your local government should be able to tell you where to register. But we have got to get out and register and vote. Okay, so we got a couple other news items. One thing I wasn't aware of, that there's a group of black churches that are boycotting Wells Fargo and Hilton Hotel. I think we got a slide for that. Oh yes, it's a national black church boycott of Wells Fargo, and the reasoning is because they feel that they've been discriminatory in their practices.
Well,
both entities, and so they're calling for them to meet their terms, or they're going to wage a national boycott. Can you believe it?
Oh yeah,
it has to be really serious for them to want to do that, because Wells Fargo and Hilton are some very big companies.
Right, but my question is, did anyone hear about this? I did, because
I had not.
I read black media. I was reading this on the Washington Informer's website.
I had not, but I think the threat of black folks unifying and boycotting has been overlooked for a very long time, and someone was saying on TV the other day, oh, well, these white folks are not going to watch football anymore. And the football ratings are dropping. And D.L. Hughley interjected, I'm sorry, there you go again, taking ownership of something that's not necessarily yours to own. The reason why football ratings are dropping is because
we're not
black
watching?
folks stop watching, because the way you all treated, the way the football league
Colin
treated Colin Kaepernick. So, like I said, once again, with these young congressmen coming in and winning these elections or winning these primaries for Congress and seats in the Senate, these are things that are showing us that this country is shifting back in another direction.
Well, the progressive, and those are progressive candidates that have won, the progressive movement has been awakened.
Right.
And so, it remains to be seen. If the House turns blue, then we can start the impeachment proceedings.
Well,
Okay, all right.
I like a nice peach.
Ooh, okay, well, we're going to talk about that too. So we're going to keep moving. So the Congressional Black Caucus Weekend is coming up here in the district September 12th through the 16th.
Yeah,
and,
that's always a fun weekend. For
oh,
the
yes.
residents of
And guess who's
DC.
co-chairing? Kamala Harris and Cory Booker. Ta-da.
Oh.
The two shining stars of the Democratic Party. Two
she-
senators. They said that this is the first time that two senators are going to co-chair.
Wow.
Because it's the first time we probably had two black senators.
Probably so.
Right.
Probably so. I like her for president.
Yeah, but I don't think they're ready for her yet. But she would definitely get a nod for a cabinet position or something.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
You think she'd give up her Senate seat for a cabinet position?
Yes, I think she would. I think
Okay.
she would. Yeah.
Who do you have?
I don't know. I mean, I thought they were gonna. It looks like Elizabeth Warren may be the person, but who knows? You know, Deval Patrick, the former governor of was he governor of Connecticut or Massachusetts? I can't remember. But they've been talking about him running.
What about Biden? Is he out?
And Biden, right? He's someone as well. That's,
Biden is in, but I think Biden is going in the opposite direction that the movement
You
is
think
going
Hillary will
into.
run again?
Let's hope not.
no.
Let's hope not.
But the
Let's
issue
hope
though
she's
is
done.
What about Sanders?
maybe because the progressive movement is taking hold on the Democratic Party. Maybe that could work. That could work because they felt that Sanders would have beaten Trump.
I believe Sanders would have beaten Trump.
It's the same concern. Same
And that's
issues.
but you can see that the conservative and the Trumpers are trying to spin that whole thing. Oh, these people that's winning these primaries, they are left of Sanders. And, you know,
That's what they're saying.
trying to whip up some
they're
fear.
very far left, right?
Yeah.
But those are just labels. But that's okay. Those folks are about to get a rude awakening when they go to register for their health care in December. So anyway, all right, keeping it moving. So, oh man, so the Aretha Franklin funeral, and we've got some images of that. There were several. Tony, you're the only one that saw. Did you see it, Marcel?
I saw
I saw a lot of clips. Actually, I was flying from D.C. to Atlanta.
And you made the whole trip.
You were living.
You made the whole trip, and it was still on, wasn't
It
it?
was still on when
So
I got
wait a
off,
minute,
and I
let's
was like
back up.
laughing because when I was getting my baggage, the clock sisters
Can
were
you back
singing,
up?
and at
Can you
the
back
end,
up?
they just would not stop with those
The runs.
runs.
Them
I was
legendary
like,
runs.
Yes,
Whoa.
clock sisters.
Can you start with Stevie Wonder again? Because we had a few images. First of all, I didn't see it, but I could imagine everyone was there.
Well, Stevie Wonder, the back.
And look, that's Jennifer Lewis. Back
Jennifer
there.
Lewis was back there. She was slated
Stone?
to. She was slated to be on stage. A lot of those
Oh.
folks up there were not. She was.
Angie Stone. Is that
Angie
Kim
S-
Burrell? That's not
No,
Kim
that's.
Burrell.
I think that's Tasha Cobb. But I
Oh,
could be
okay.
wrong.
Okay.
But
Let's go to the next slide.
Stevie Wonder
think-
apparently was very,
And that's
very.
Angie Stone too.
That's Angie Stone. Stevie Wonder was very PO'd with the eulogy,
Oh.
and he was heckling the pastor during the eulogy because he was making some comments about Black Lives Matters and that Black lives don't really matter. And Stevie Wonder was from the audience. Yeah, they do matter. What are you talking about? So.
Oh yeah, I know there was some controversy.
Yeah,
about
Stevie
that.
Wonder was leading the charge from his
Wow.
seat.
And everybody was there. I think who else we got?
This is
Pictures
Miss
of?
Jennifer Hudson, and she was hitting her note.
7 minutes of Amazing Grace.
Well, in her
7
minutes of
minutes?
in her defense, Aretha Franklin's classic version is about 12 minutes.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
really long. It may not be 12 minutes, but it's very long. And she actually, people don't realize, if you go get the Amazing Grace CD, she actually sang it note for note like Aretha Franklin
Oh,
did.
wow.
She didn't sound like Aretha Franklin, but she followed Aretha Franklin's arrangement of the song.
okay.
So all the crescendos that she was doing, it was
Patterned
very Aretha.
after her?
It was the exact song.
Oh, wow.
The exact arrangement that Aretha Franklin does.
Now, what was this controversy around Shaka?
Well,
I am a huge Shaka.
Well, you
Khan
know,
fan.
we-
Ever sing on key, like other than on her
Oh,
album?
did you say on key?
Who, Shaka?
Yeah, I
No,
remember I
Shaka-
was watching
Shaka's
VH1
a
Divas
legend.
Live, and
I'm gonna talk
she's
about-
now-
How
Shaka's
old are
a
you?
legend, but she's
she could be a legend.
she's older now.
I'm going to speak about Shaka real quick.
Ooh,
First
you
of
got
all,
it. Have you heard the I'm Every Woman CD, the Shaka
No, I
CD?
said she sounds great on record.
well, no,
no,
she
no,
used to
no,
sound.
no,
She used.
no.
There was a
Screaming
period.
and hollering and
Oh no,
There was a
Shaka's-
period when Shaka was. I mean, even Aretha Franklin has stated that Shaka Khan was Ford is one of the
Her
greatest
voice is like
singers
a
of all
siren.
time. But
Okay, that's
It
what
is.
it sounds like.
But I mean, it's got a unique sound to
there
it.
was no singer, including Whitney Houston, Vestaway, all those Mickey Howard, all those singers that came up in the late '80s, early '90s. They all were.
Oh, yeah,
patterned
Shaka
after
was like the
Khan.
queen
and they
of the
all
80s.
came through her camp. But the thing is, I'm going to defend Shaka Khan, like the woman said on
Yeah, because they
Facebook.
said she was singing
A
from.
woman said on Facebook, she's Shaka Khan. She could do whatever she wants
Right,
to.
right.
And she has said that live. She has had years. I mean, we're gonna pray for her. She's had years of hard drug abuse.
Yeah,
And I mean, like Amy Winehouse level drug abuse, and so which has affected her her ability to perform and to remember, which is why she apparently had the lyrics on the back of the fan. But she always carries her lyrics.
I've seen her do that on songs that were
Well, they
that
say
she sung that
she
there
had-
were hits, major hits for her. I've seen her.
She
read
has
the
said
lyrics in
she
concert.
can't even remember her own
Right,
songs
right.
at this point in her career. But she's Shaka Khan, damn it, and she gonna do
Oh
it.
no, man! Shaka is a phenomenal vocalist, and I've seen her like a
Yeah.
gazillion times. But
Look,
she's older.
Here's a legendary story about Shaka Khan on her "What You Gonna Do for Me" CD. You know I know my music.
Okay.
On that "What You Gonna Do for Me" CD, she does "A Night in Tunisia."
Oh yeah, with Dizzy
And
Gillespie.
With Dizzy Gillespie.
Yeah.
And she hit a note on that song that Dizzy Gillespie died, saying, I could not find that note on
Wow.
my
wow.
trumpet.
Yeah, Shaka's a legend, man. You can't talk about Shaka.
But
All
yes,
right,
she was off key though.
So I think there were just a few other images we can show. Smokey
and
Robinson
also-
perform. Go ahead.
Also, too, they were talking about Ariana Grande with her low cut
Oh, I think we
dress.
have an image of that.
Okay.
Keep going. There it is.
With
But
Bill
you-
Clinton kind of like looking like he's salivating.
But look who's
He
there.
was salivating, and her dress was low, and you could, and apparently,
It is kind of low.
and apparently from the choir stand, they were saying that you could see.
So what?
Underneath
Tell
it?
us. Oh,
It was a
definitely
cocktail dress. It was a cocktail
It
dress.
was definitely a cocktail dress.
But
Bless
you
her
could
heart,
see
bless
under
her
her
heart.
dress. They were
Oh,
saying
really?
that they said
Just
you
had
could
an album
see.
that came out.
You could see
She's
under her
in
dress,
promotion
but in
mode.
her, you know, I'm going to always try
She's
to find a
young.
defense. She's young, and I don't think she's a Native American. I could be incorrect. I think she's
she is. She used to be on
Italian,
Disney.
but she clearly, when she got up in the pulpit, she clearly knew that she was wrong.
Oh, really?
Because she was uncomfortable, and I don't know much about her music, but I do know.
I mean,
that
she knows. She sings R&B sometimes. I
Well,
mean, she's
and
got
Aretha Franklin handpicked her to sing
wow.
that song.
Wow. I
Every
didn't know that.
every performance that went on that night, Aretha Franklin 3 months ago sat down and wrote who
Oh, wow.
she wanted. The only one thing that changed was Faith Hill. That was supposed to have been Patti LaBelle, but Patti LaBelle was out of the country for that
Gotcha.
day. But she was clearly somebody. Her people did not advise. her
That's
correctly.
what I
And
would
I
blame
don't
that on
want-
her
And I
people.
really don't want people to get the impression that because she had a short dress on, that was appropriate for men to be leering at her from the pulpit.
Well, look who's behind her. Well, but this is interesting though. You got, I would never have thought that they would have been able to get Farrakhan and Clinton in the same image.
Can I say something about
I was
Farrakhan
just surprised
real
about
quick?
that. Yeah.
Two
Mhm.
things. One on top of her dress real quick. Again, men should not have been leering at her. But I do think, I read something, I do think because she's if that had been Fantasia, there would have been no big deal made about it. Nobody would have made a big
But
deal.
you
I'm
know
sorry, I
Fantasia
don't.
ain't coming to Aretha
But I know.
Franklin
I'm just saying.
funeral looking a
If it
hot
had
mess.
been,
You think
if it had been a woman of color, I don't think anybody would have paid any attention.
Oh.
I'm just my
She's
my
of
opinion.
color, isn't she?
Well, yeah,
She's-
but look at her.
Okay.
And she did, and I thought it was terrible.
molested.
But
by
who?
someone on this stage.
Yeah, the pastor. That's what I'm talking about. When he got
Oh.
up, he
Oh,
put
did
his
he put his
arm
hand
around
on
her,
her?
and then you could see the hand moving up, and it landed on her breast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so glad I didn't see this. But
And
we
she
got a
did not
couple more
deserve
images.
that. She
We
did not
got a
deserve
couple-
that. But Farrakhan, really quickly,
Uh-huh.
Farrakhan. My mother pointed this out. My mother is a devout, one Lord, one baptism woman. But my mother pointed out. She said, out of everybody on that panel, Farrakhan was the most dignified, gentlemanly person on that panel. He carried himself with a lot of grace. I
would expect that from him. I would expect that from him. So we had a couple. There was an image, of the pink Cadillacs.
Yes.
So all of the everyone that came to the funeral came in the pink Cadillacs. Is that
no,
what it
they while the funeral was going on, the pink Cadillac showed up on the highway.
Oh wow!
And just kind of stormed the highway, and like
who paid for that?
I don't know. Nobody knows. They said they just came out of
Cadillac, a great promotion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, great promotion. And
you know the Pink Cadillac song that she does.
Three of her songs went to the top of the iTunes chart. After she passed away, her CD became the #1 CD.
I'm sure.
Knocked what's her name off? Nicki Minaj off that spot.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, we're not gonna say it.
Okay, and I think we had one more image of her in the casket, which
was
strange to me.
I never saw that.
But they said, understand she changed. They changed her into three
The
outfits.
second outfit, the second outfit was blue, and in the funeral, the outfit was gold. According to Whoopi Goldberg, the outfit was gold. Well, there's a picture of Fantasia looking down on her. You could probably see it online.
Okay. All right, well,
but I know Aretha ain't never seen Aretha with a 6-inch heel on. Come on, man.
Me either.
They ain't never seen it.
And I know she was an honorary Delta, so that explains the red. Yeah,
that was the red. I guess she looked like Christmas too.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was a read back at Marcel for the Christmas joke. Anyway, so let's go to what's hot. So Stasha. Am I saying it right? Stasha Sanchez.
Stasha Sanchez, a.k.a. Stasha Garcon.
She won the Miss Continental 2018 contest.
Did
we have an image of Stasha? There we go. Bam.
She's a lovely woman.
Congratulations.
And she has competed for that title several years in a row and has been first runner-up. And she is an example of never give up on what's your dream.
And that's like the premier title.
It is the premier title. And we want to give out, and she is... I think she is the overall mother of the House of Garcon, which is located here in Washington, D.C. with Shannon, who has been on our show.
I thought Shannon was the mother. Yeah. Oh, a friend of mine, Mitchell Shelby.
I could be incorrect about that, but I know she's a part of the house.
Mitchell Shelby was sharing with me that many of the cars were Mary Kay. We're from Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Wonderful.
That explains it. The pink Cadillac.
Wonderful. We want to give a shout out to Raquel Lord, a.k.a. Raquel Balenciaga, who was first runner-up.
Okay.
And she did an amazing. That
so
packet,
congratulations, because
that packet that she produced.
Where was the pageant?
Continental is held in Chicago. It's a 3-day pageant.
Wow.
Well, there's 3 days of competition, but one night is male and 2 days of female competition, and it's probably the biggest pageant. I think they had like 52 competitors. I want to say
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
All right.
That package that Raquel presented, it was very difficult to.
So it was a tight competition.
They said that the people had their hands on their heart. They didn't know who was going to pull that one off. And so congratulations to both ladies.
I want to show something I forgot to show, Jacob. We're going to go back. So with the election coming up, HRC Take Action. They have a whole initiative. Let's run that clip. All right, folks, that's just another friendly reminder. November 6th, we need to get out and make our voices heard by voting.
Well, we got to register.
Yes,
for you
register.
who are not registered. So where can we find out if people need help?
Go to the NAACP website, go to HRC website, go to your city government website, find out where to register, go register. There may be some hoops because the voter suppression thing is real, especially in certain demographics and in cities and states, but don't let that deter you from exercising your right. Yes. Our ancestors fought for that, and we need to exercise that right now.
We want to say hi to Shaquita Lee, the proprietor of Shaquita's Palace over on Benning Road.
And Ian Williams, the founder of DC Fashion Week. What's up, Ian?
We love Ian.
And Tyson Jackson, my good girlfriend. Hey, now. So we got a couple other quick items, and we're going to keep moving. The U.S. Open is going on, y'all, right now. And you know I'm a big tennis fan, and Serena is in the semifinals.
So what's her odds?
So she's 1 out of 4, so it's her. And we had 3 women of color, of African descent. This outfit is not my favorite. It's not the most flattering of Serena.
Yeah.
But As long as it gets out of the way of her hitting the ball, I don't mind.
It doesn't seem to be impeding her flow.
The black was not so bad. The little lavender
The white,
thing
I hadn't
was
seen that
like
lavender.
terrible.
When you said that earlier, I was like, huh? But that, yeah,
It was
I'm
just
with
too
you.
much fabric, and it was way too hot, girl, for that. So anyway, and then there's a third young lady. She's from Japan, Naomi Osaka. She won today. She's a star, y'all. She's a big girl. She hits the ball. She's young, very shy, but she's of Haitian
I was about to say she got some
Japanese.
I
Some
was about to say she
chocolate.
got some Afrikaans in her, so I could see it.
Via Haiti. Via Haiti.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got 3 women in the semifinals, and they play tomorrow. So if you're a tennis fan, watch it.
Okay, come on.
All right. But I think Serena's going to pull it off.
We're rooting for Serena.
And then
She's
got,
part of that whole campaign, the Nike campaign. She's in that.
Oh, she is Nike.
yeah,
You kidding
she's
me?
part of that whole campaign with what's his name? What's that?
Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
she's-
sure.
Yeah, I saw the commercial. It's really good.
So then we got Literary Soul Symposium coming up, and that's in California. That's September 15th. Do you know about that?
No, I haven't heard about
You
it.
need
Oh
to
my
be a part
goodness,
of
you don't
this.
know about that? They do it every year. This is the first year I think they're doing it in California. Kevin Anderson out of Houston with the Truth Project. I know he's very active in it, but all the writers are going to be there. All the writers are going to be there.
Okay, I need to check it out.
That's
I see
something-
Cheryl Lee Ruff is going to be there too.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
hosting
That's
it.
her.
Yeah.
That's a diva.
Yeah.
Is she a writer too?
I think she's got a couple books in her.
I
Yeah.
believe she did. She do children's book.
Well, she did a book called Diva.
She
I
did.
think that
She
was just
did.
about her life and her work, but she's amazing. And actually, she was on our cover years ago with Kendrell Bowman and Anthony Wayne because
I remember that
she's
cover.
behind the Sylvester Project.
Right.
They
Does
put
she have
that.
like a AIDS foundation thing that she does every annual.
Well, the Diva Foundation. She
Diva
gives
Foundation.
right. She raises money for HIV and AIDS causes. Absolutely. All right, and then we've got the HRC dinner is also on September 15th here in the District of Columbia. If you are here, try to make it. I'm going to be there. Tony, are you going?
I'm going to try to go, but I'm a little discouraged. But I want to go really badly. But I really, really want to go. But I don't want to be sitting at the table in the corner all the way to the side.
I got invited this
I know.
year.
That's why I said I'm discouraged because I didn't get invited.
Because I mean, it's like 4,000 people, yo. in the
That's what I
convention
hear.
center. And it's a big event. It really is.
I
I
really-
have been in the back corner before, and I'm like, what's going on up front?
Yeah, I really, really want to go.
But come on and go.
I want to be at the invite table.
I don't know about that. I got invited. I can't. It didn't say +1. We'll work on that.
You know I'm your +1.
I'll let
until you get married off. I'm
I'll
your
let you
plus.
know if there's some open seats near me. How about that?
Got you. Thank you.
You know how we do. You know how we do.
Thank you.
Must be nice to get the key to the city.
I had been working on it for years. So anyway, one other quick thing I got. I wanted to show this small clip on Lambda Vodka. We actually did a story on these two gentlemen. They're a married couple, and they created a vodka label. They're based out of New York. So let's run that clip, Jacob.
I'm Charles Hughes. I'm Ricky Solomon. And we're co-owners of Lambda Vodka, the first vodka targeting the LGBTQ community within New York City. Well, Lambda Vodka derived from the 1970s. Prior to having the rainbow symbol within the LGBTQ community, the Greek lambda symbol was used to signify the community. So we decided to use a little nostalgia with the name of the product, and that's where that derived from. Well, the reason we decided to brand the vodka as an LGBTQ vodka is because within our community, we don't see spirits that are targeted to us or within any type of advertisement where it resonates to our community. So when we decided to go into business together and create a product, we wanted something that we could call our own.
We've been married for about a couple of months now, which is the same time
9 months?
9 months now, which is when Lambda Vodka actually came to market. So.
Definitely. So the day we got home from our wedding, a box was sitting at the front door with our product on the step. So I mean, it's kind of like we started 2 new adventures together, and it's pretty awesome.
You know, what I've learned in the process of starting the business with my husband is patience. I've learned how to just allow him to do what he needs to do in order to keep the business running. I help out as best I can. You know, there are certain aspects of the business that I have control over, but I've learned how to let him be creative. He's the creative mind. and I let him do that. And it works out best for the company. We have a bigger picture in mind here than me wanting to do what I want to do and him wanting to do what he wants to do. It's about the product.
Through this process, what I've learned about myself is that I am a control freak. So what I have learned is that I kind of have to delegate some of the responsibility, because it's not just about selling. We have administrative, we have marketing, we have advertising. So I have to kind of let go and let him be responsible for some of the avenues that go within the business.
You know, this is a community strong vodka. You know, I call it community strong because it's, you know, it's been made strong by the community. The community is what has elevated it to the point where we're sitting here and having interviews. Honestly, we had no plans on going this far with it. It was just going to be a hobby, and we were going to finish off. But we actually got to a point where we're now having interviews and we're thinking about rebranding. So, you know, it's getting where we want it to be. And in 10 years, it's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be great.
All right, shout out to Lambda Vodka. We got to get these guys into the DC area.
I'd love to get them in
Definitely.
DC.
I love me some vodka.
You do?
Yes.
I don't even drink, but I taste that.
I'm going to call them, see if they can come down and give us some samples for Swerve Weekend. How about
yeah,
that?
that's what you should do.
Absolutely.
You gonna reach out tonight?
Gay black man
tomorrow.
with a vodka brand.
Right.
I love it.
Called Lambda Vodka. Hey, I see
definitely
Buddy
gonna drink
Sutson
it.
is on. You said you had a shout out. You were someone you want us to shout out.
Yes, I wanted to shout out Donald Peebles. He's a librarian from Brooklyn. How you doing, Donald?
Hey,
Hey,
Donald.
Donald.
He's
Thank
also
you
an
for
author,
joining
too.
us.
He has a very salacious book
Ooh.
out.
It's salacious. Ooh.
Jim Rats 2, maybe? Did you remember Jim Rats? Anyway. All right, so y'all, we got Marcel Emerson here with us, and Marcel is a writer. He's a writer and he's written several books. And I've known him for quite a while. I think we've done a few profiles on you over the years.
Right. I was in the Swerve magazine a couple of times, right?
Right, absolutely. So tell us about how you got into writing.
Well, I've always enjoyed writing. I mean, I've been an avid reader all my life, but I used to be a really shy kid, and I came from a really dysfunctional family.
Oh no!
Right. So instead of voicing my opinion and cursing people out,
And
I
beating
used to
people up.
write little notes to my aunts and my parents, and they would leave them, and they would pick them up, and that's how they would know how I felt about them. And no one ever said anything, but of course the house was always clean.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how I began writing, honestly.
Okay.
that's an amazing story, actually.
And then tell us about the library, because when I read it, and those that may be familiar with Martin Luther King Library, a lot goes on at the library.
Is that what this book is based?
You can meet new friends in the library.
You can meet some old friends in the
lovers.
library.
Right. Y'all ain't even got to exchange names.
You could get backed against the wall in the library. You're looking at for books, of course.
But they don't do that stuff anymore.
Well, of course not, because it's closed down for the.
Is it closed?
Well, they're working on it. They renovated. Yeah, it's closed.
I thought that was
Renovating the
done.
basement right now?
I thought the whole thing is renovated.
I didn't know that. And there's a Martin Luther King Library in every city.
But
a similar
DC's
city.
Martin Luther King Library is the
Infamous.
MLK
Oh,
Library.
Yeah, like I didn't know what went on there, and I was in there, and I was like, dude, why are all these guys going to the bathroom a lot? What's going on here? But anyway, tell us about the library.
Okay, it's funny enough. I actually got the.
And show that image. Do we have that image, Jacob?
It's funny enough. I actually got the idea because I was going to see the Ask Racine show to promote my
Hey,
previous
Racine,
book, What
shameless
About Your
plug.
Friends.
Okay.
And I went to the basement of the library on a day where the show wasn't. I got the wrong day, so it was empty down there. It was very scary. There's no windows.
No.
There's a lot of
Did you say
transient
scary?
people walking back and forth.
Transient. What did you
And
mean by
then-
transient?
And I was down there like homeless people.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I got back upstairs, I asked the lady who was working at the front, and I told her, I was like, geez, it's really scary down there. She's like, yeah, I never go down there. So that's how I got the idea of the library. So I kind of made it into like a murder mystery
Wow.
crime story.
Oh
Like a young male gets killed down there, and then his spirit lives in one of the mirrors. So when all the carnal activity happens down there, it kind of draws
Oh, we
them
do talk
out.
about the
Carnal activity. Did y'all catch that?
So that's basically what inspired the library, but it's a very good book. And if you're looking for something for a plane ride or a vacation, definitely pick up the library. It's a very fast read.
There should be a discussion group about it. Has there been a discussion group?
We should
about
have
the book?
one.
I can't do everything, y'all.
There definitely should be a discussion group about
I'm going to
the
have
library.
one.
Okay.
Yes, Tony, you host it. Yes.
I'm going to host a discussion group.
Okay, and I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Yes.
because you
answer
know, there's a
any
lot of
questions.
people that have stories of their own about that library.
Oh, I'm
Oh, I
sure.
have several.
And I would love
Right, buddy?
to hear them.
Buddy said
That
something.
might
Did you
be
see
the
that,
part
buddy?
2 of the library. All the real stories.
So tell us about some of your other books.
Okay, so my first book is called My Eyes Are Green, and that's about envy, jealousy, and money. And that's based off of an Erykah Badu song called My Eyes Are Green when she was getting off of Andre 3000.
I saw that tour. Mhm.
So that kind
Mama-
of
Mama's
inspired
Gun
that
Tour.
book. And then I followed it up with the You Had Me at Hello, and that's about a first encounter meeting. When you meet someone, they kind of like instantly have you. It's like one of my most popular
Met
books.
someone like that recently.
Because it's erotica, it's a romance. You know, everyone loves a good
yeah.
romance and a sex novel.
It sounds like the library has a little bit of erotica in it.
Oh
Also,
yes,
am I
it
right?
definitely
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's a murder mystery.
So are you
sex
a romantic by nature?
Well, I would say I love sex, but you know, moderation.
I said romance.
I was like, okay, we just
Well,
jumped
there's
in,
no
but I'm not
sex
mad at you.
without romance, right?
Two totally different things.
They really are.
Oh, are they?
The fact that you said that I love sex means you're not
Lord,
very
how old are you?
romantic.
How old are you? You a millennial?
I don't consider myself millennial.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I do notice that with like the 30+ crowd, y'all gonna be mad at me. There's no romance. You know, I meet some like they're like mid-30s, and you want to text me to death. I'm like, can we talk? So I can feel your voice. You know,
I don't mind a text so much.
a whole conversation, and then there's no context within the text. But anyway,
You can get things wrong in a text. That's
Right.
for sure.
but the text is just to say, meet me here, or we'll do this. It's not for ongoing dialogue.
Okay.
You know, I need to see your eyes and see what you're saying. You know, but anyway.
So you can get physical.
No, but you know, so you can get a feel for a person. The texting, it just not all the time. And you know, that just
Okay.
wears me out. I'm like, can we talk? You know, have a real conversation. But anyway, so what? Give me another book. I know you got
Okay,
multiple.
and then I have 6, and then the third
6. That's impressive.
The third book is The Weakness in Me, and that's, you know, sometimes you're in a relationship and, you know, they're bringing you down, they're stealing your money, they got you on drugs, you know, you're losing your job because you're not going to work, you know, it's a huge weakness.
Okay.
So it's a story about overcoming that, you know.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know, some people, you know, that it's easy to say
right,
that,
right,
but it's so
right.
hard for them to
The
do.
heart
You
wants
know,
what the heart wants.
and you look at people and you're just like, oh my God, like how you letting that happen?
Right. Yeah.
And then
because it's so good, baby.
it's never that good.
It's so
ain't
good
never
until
that
it
good.
ain't.
I asked a
It's
friend
good
who
until it ain't.
I asked a friend who, you know, loves really hard. I was just like, what is it about, like, because I've never loved where I felt like I wanted to like get into you know, like just totally like bash somebody's head. You know, I just never been in that type of love
means
before.
you've never
I've
been in love before.
I don't know if that's necessarily the case because I believe that people are dramatic, you know, and take things, you know, too far.
But real love makes you irrational. I mean,
Really?
oh, I think so.
Maybe I've never been in
Oh
love.
yeah, I've been in
I'm-
love
I
a
am
couple of times. I bet they're watching the show.
Oh my goodness. I can imagine.
And we were, you know, we're two sane, conservative people, but around each other we were, you know, different, you know, because your emotions kind of take over. But anyway.
Don't try to define my love for me.
Is that what you said? Is that a comment on it? Is that you, Jacob? Jacob, the Peanut Gallery was giving us something over there.
I never want to touch it.
You know, when it's real like that, sometimes you just can't control it. You know,
You can't control
you
it.
can't control it.
You better control it. You end your ass up in jail.
So you're a self-published
Yes,
writer, right?
I-
So what's that like for you?
It's exciting. I mean, of course, who wouldn't love to, have a investor or a big company
Simon &
behind
Schuster.
you writing checks and, giving you budgets to do whatever you want to do. But, I have a master's in business administration, so
Okay, MBA.
I pretty much, know how to do it myself. And I actually went that route when I was trying to get my first book, My Eyes Are Green, published. And at the time, books were just starting to not become as popular, so it wasn't an easy process to get a book like My Eyes Are Green published. So I figured out how to do it myself.
So why are books not so popular anymore? I'm trying to figure that out. Do you have a reason?
Because the millennials don't read.
Is
I
that
just
true?
think-
And not long form.
Yeah, I just think with
But you
technology,
can order
40 words or less.
So is audio books? Is that
I
considered?
mean, that's a book. Yeah, that is a book.
yeah, that's a book. And
Because I try to do audio because I'm like Whoopi Goldberg. I have issues with my vision. So
Okay.
yeah, and reading over a long period of time. And I used to read religiously. And so I saw Whoopi Goldberg was talking about, I don't think she said she finally had to stop.
I
And
can't
she-
do the audio.
And she,
It's just not
and
the
she
same
started
to
doing
me.
the audiobooks because it was creating so many issues with her vision.
Really?
Yeah, and me too. You see, I take the glasses, I put them off. I can't see anything on that screen.
Well, I had to get a magnifying glass. I don't know. It's just something about listening to someone recite a book to me. That
You don't feel it.
I can't do it.
Do
I
you
need
have
to.
Are your books on audio? or-
my books are not audio, but I have digital copies, and now with tablets and smartphones, you can blow them. You can blow it up to a
Right,
readable size, so reading shouldn't be an issue for anyone.
and then that's another thing because, like I was telling my mom, why don't you start doing tablet reading because of that same reason? Also, she's like, it's not the same. I want to turn
It
the page.
is. I do. I'm with Mom. I need a physical page to
See,
turn.
I love
See,
technology.
it doesn't really
My
matter to
hands.
me because I can read a book on my phone, on a tablet,
no.
or a regular
Right,
book.
right,
it just-
okay.
Yeah, because my uncle actually came out with a book, and I was so excited to get it, but he lives so far, so I bought it from him, and then I downloaded it because I wanted to
That's
find out the
terrible.
family business. So I was like, I'm not waiting for.
So let me ask you. Like we featured Darnell Moore in his book No Ashes, and then Michael Arsenal. So there's been a string of books that are about the intersection of black and queerness. Even from a female standpoint, there's a couple other books I can't remember them offhand, but they're published by major publishing houses. How do you feel about that? I mean, because I understand there's some issues with autonomy. If you do it under their guise with their budget, they have some authority as to what you're going to do, how you're going to promote, and all that. But what's your thought about that? I mean, is it a moment, or is this a movement? I mean, does it create opportunity?
I definitely think it creates opportunities, especially if the book is selling and it's becoming popular, because that will open up an opportunity for like,
I mean, Darnell's everywhere. He's been everywhere. He was on the Daily Show with Noah. I mean, he's been in every city, and he was in Politics and Prose. So they're at all the
and he's
major
doing very
houses.
well.
Michael Arsenal was at Politics and Prose, and it was packed.
Well, according to Donald Peoples Jr., the book sales are back up. He's saying that
and he would know he's a
He said it's
librarian.
returning. People are returning back to
So
books.
Tony, we gotta get our books together.
And I will
We
tell you
do.
too that when I go out to sell my books, people actually buy them. It's
Black people?
Black people, yes,
Right.
they do. I don't know if they're reading them, but people are very supportive. You would be surprised.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. That's good to hear.
I've been inspired to write a book. You inspired me. I got the title.
Get a book. I've been working on you. I got to work on you. I've been working on Racine to get a book together. My good friend Leo Shelton, he's got a book coming out soon. I think this is going to be like his 5th book. Shout out to you, Leo. So I would encourage people to write them. And if you don't want to get a publishing house, go ahead and self-publish and promote it through Swerve.
Promoted through Swerve.
Definitely.
So what else is going on in your life? So you said you can hook us up.
Yes, I have.
You doing matchmaking?
Well, I go out and market my books and my music and things like that. So you
wait
can
a minute.
imagine
You
the
said
amount of-
music. Tell me about the music.
Oh yeah, I wrote and produced an album in 2014 entitled Entitlement, and is available on iTunes.
Okay. Do you have a video?
Spotify.
We do a video spotlight.
We
to
do.
show a
Yeah,
video next
I
time.
have lyric videos, but I don't have any, physical
Nothing with you
videos.
dancing around and stuff?
Oh, no. I would love to have one of those, though.
They can do them here. Listen Vision can do your video for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
We want cameos.
Yeah.
So what kind of music? Is it jazz? Is it R&B?
It's R&B, rap.
What was the other thing? What was that called?
Rap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
we
Spit a little bit.
we tend to be music snobs.
A little. Well, Tony, you're the snob.
I'm not a snob.
I mean, if you can listen to Shaka Khan, Siren,
Well,
you're
you
pretty
know,
open-minded.
well,
teach
you know,
you a
who's your
lesson.
favorite singer right now?
Right now,
Right
I
now.
would have to probably say my favorite singer would be Usher.
Female. Let's go with female.
Female, I would have to say
5 minutes. Thank goodness we only got 5 minutes to address that.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Oh, Beyonce's
Well,
cute.
Beyonce is very good, but I would
She
imagine.
ain't singing on that last project I heard.
But I would imagine
I like Usher.
at 64 years old, she's not gonna be able to sing like she is.
Well, I mean,
now.
she's got a pretty voice. She does.
She has a beautiful voice.
She's not a
Diana
singer,
Ross
singer.
can still sing to
Well,
me.
Diana
Diana
Ross-
Ross
So
actually
can-
has gotten better.
She's gotten
and so
better.
can,
She's
what's her name?
honed her craft.
But Diana Ross is not. Shaka Khan was a belter.
Oh, yeah.
Patty Austin said
Gladys Knight.
Well,
Oh, my
Gladys
God.
Knight-
Knight
well,
is a great singer.
Trouble Water
But Gladys
at,
Knight, Gladys Knight, love her, but she sticks in that one,
Of course,
that one
yeah,
range.
she
She
does.
maximizes. She ain't going far out of that. She sings
She's
everything in
not-
that same
She's not
key.
a virtuoso type
No, I mean
artist.
she doesn't have that range.
Right.
Patty Austin famously said, I saw her in concert about 25 years ago. She said, I love this new girl, Mariah Carey, but I would advise her to stop doing those whistle notes on every song. Because
song?
20 years from now, she's not going to be able to do them. And everybody's going to say, oh, she can't
And
sing
she
no more.
can't do them no more.
So these women,
She points to somebody in the background that does it.
these singers who have these amazing ranges, Patti LaBelle held on to hers longer than most, and hers is pretty much, at 75 is gone. Aretha Franklin lost a lot of her range.
yeah.
It happens with women, especially when women have babies and their hormones change. There's a whole bunch of things that go into that. But Shaka Khan also had the problems with drugs and stuff
Them
like
drugs,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you see what did it for Whitney Houston, Shaka Khan was on it for a lot longer.
Right.
But Shaka was an amazing artist in the 70s and 80s.
Oh my gosh, she was the
I
best.
believe it.
She really was.
She really was the best.
But there's so many great artists. I still think, she's not my favorite artist, but I still think she's the best vocalist, and that's Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella
There's no
Fitzgerald
one
is
sang-
about the best vocalist.
No one sings like Ella Fitzgerald.
Well,
Even though I love Sarah Vaughan.
Well, Ella Fitzgerald, the clarity of her tone is
Yeah.
unbelievable. And if you don't believe it, go look up her live video for where she sings "Summertime" and she's just standing just like this. And
Right.
and
That's
it's
live,
The
you know.
clarity in that tone, and Sarah Vaughan was so effortless with how she would. Say, it's unbelievable.
And there's a young girl on the scene, Cecile McLaurin
Savant.
Savant.
Now
who
that is a vocalist.
Yeah, but Lettucey's a great vocalist.
I love Fantasia, and I love her
I like
her
Fantasia.
rendition of such.
And I'm going to tell you
Does
about
she scream through
And
it?
I'm going to tell you about Fantasia, and I love Fantasia.
I like Fantasia, too.
They took
I'm
me to
sorry.
see Fantasia on my birthday, and I said, "Oh, she really can sing." And she came out. She said, "I'm not going to scream tonight."
Right.
And
When is
her
that?
voice was beautiful. This was last year, but I'm going to tell you something, Fantasia. You keep stepping on them nails like that, girl. You ain't going to have no voice in 10 years either. She's not. It's just no way she can sustain that.
yeah.
There's no way. Jennifer Hudson either. There's no way.
And I
it's-
like Jennifer.
it's gonna
She's
be
gotten
difficult to
better.
sustain
But
that.
yeah, Tony and I, we are very particular about what goes into our ears. It's like
Very.
food. I'm like, ooh, I don't need to hear any more of
Extremely.
that. I got it.
But I will say
anyway,
Beyonce can sing.
I
think
like her.
people
She's a performer.
People don't give her the credit.
she's
that
great,
she
but that
deserves.
song, that latest song.
I'm not
what's
crazy
it
about the
called?
new song.
Ape shit. I was like, girl, did you sing a note on this?
Well,
or did
she's
you
not
just-
singing
just
anymore.
talking something?
She's not singing anymore. She's rapping.
I know. I was like, throw that back in the bin, please. Anyway,
So you didn't like Ape Shit.
I know.
No.
But I'm sure the show was phenomenal. So anyway.
Rest in peace, Natalie Cole, another fabulous
Oh, of course.
vocalist.
So what's going on? We got 30 seconds. Tell me what's next for you. What's going on?
I will be writing another book and
Wonderful.
just living my life.
All
you
right,
know, and
all right.
promoting library.
And how can we find you? What's your website?
www.marcelemerson.com. Go and order the library today.
And we'll
I
post
wanna,
that.
I want to
push
get the
that
book
out.
and I want a signed copy. If I get the
Go
book, can I
get your
can I
copies,
get you to
y'all,
sign it?
of the library. I want to thank you, Marcel, for joining us. Tony, it's always a pleasure.
It's always
y'all.
my pleasure.
Thank
I'm
you
always
so much for
always-
the invite. I appreciate it.
Of course, and you had to come visit us again. And y'all look out for more info on Swerve Week and come on out and join us and say hi to us. Okay?
Yarday and Racing, we miss you guys.
Yes, we do.
Love you
Yarday, get
guys.
some rest. Bye, Racing. All right, folks. Next week. Peace.
Listen vision, listen vision, listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio. Oh.